PrEPVacc study. Let me check it out. Good morning, Jen.
Good morning.
I have seen a PrEPVacc poster on your door. What is it about?
PrEPVacc study is an African-led, European-supported HIV project undertaking a study to test 2 different ways to prevent HIV. The 2 HIV prevention ways being tested in this trial include vaccines and PrEP. This study is taking place in Masaka, Uganda, Mbeya, Tanzania, Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, and Durban, South Africa.
Tell me more about it.
Please come in. You see, HIV is a virus that causes AIDS. HIV can be passed from one person to another through a number of ways, but most particularly through sexual intercourse when a condom is not used. And although there are many ways to prevent HIV, each year new infections are reported. We therefore need a vaccine to help fight against HIV. This is true, especially for sub-Saharan Africa, where most of the people who are newly infected with HIV live.
So, how exactly will the PrEPVacc study achieve this?
PrEPVacc clinical research will test whether 2 experimental vaccine combination regimens can prevent HIV infection. Both these regimens have already been tested in clinical trials and have demonstrated safety. PrEPVacc clinical research will also test whether a new form of oral PrEP, Descovy taken daily, is equivalent or more effective than Truvada taken daily in preventing HIV. But before we go any further, let me first explain what a vaccine does.
Okay.
A vaccine teaches the body's immune system to prevent a particular infection or fight a disease in order to keep you healthy. The world does not yet have a licensed vaccine to prevent HIV. In order to develop an HIV vaccine, researchers need to test it in people to find out if it can prevent or fight HIV. It is given as an injection. By participating in this study, you'll be helping our researchers answer 2 questions that could help prevent new infections in your community. Our researchers will be able to say whether developing either of the 2 different vaccine regimens for preventing HIV is worthwhile or not. We will also be able to say whether a new form of PrEP is as acceptable, safe, and effective as the available oral standard PrEP in women as well as men.
So, how can one take part in the research study?
You can take part if you are a healthy individual, you are aged 18 to 40 years, and you are willing and able to come to all the visits and undergo HIV testing and provide blood, urine, and other samples at the required time points, and being available for the entire trial period. Throughout your participation in this study, your health and rights will be protected through giving you information about the study before joining so you can give informed consent to take part. You will have the right to leave the study at any time. And the clinic staff will regularly monitor you to make sure the vaccines and PrEP are not causing any health problems. The clinic staff will also assist to report and address any social problems you may experience from being in the study.
Okay.
Participant safety is managed by a study safety review team and an independent safety monitoring board that regularly look at the health information from the study participants to decide whether it is safe to continue giving the vaccines and PrEP. We also have an institutional ethics committee that reviews and monitors the study plan for each site doing the study, including information that is given to people about the study, study progress, and health problems in participants, if any.
Okay.
Each study clinic has a community advisory board whose members are local people who advise the researchers and bring the concerns and interests of the community and study participants to the researchers.
And what if I don't want to take part?
Your participation is entirely voluntary, and it is up to you to decide whether or not to take part. If you do decide to take part, you can withdraw at any time. James, whatever decision you make will not affect the way you are treated by the clinic, and you will not lose any other benefits or rights you would otherwise have.
What are the possible side effects?
Like most available medications and vaccines that we take, we know that there can be reactions or side effects. This may include fever, headaches, nausea, aches and pains, and fatigue. In some people, PrEP can cause minor side effects like nausea, bloating, diarrhea, and headache. These side effects usually disappear over time.
Will I be protected from HIV if I join the study?
We do not know yet if the vaccines in this study will protect participants from HIV. People who take PrEP correctly are extremely unlikely to catch HIV. All participants will be counseled on how to prevent HIV infection and will be encouraged to use the available prevention methods throughout the study period and beyond.
How long will it take to find out if the study products work?
We expect the study to be completed in 2024 and to learn whether the study vaccines and new PrEP are preventing HIV infections by that time. But it is possible that we may know sooner. Whenever this information becomes available, it will be shared with the study participants and relevant stakeholders.
Does participation in the study affect my personal life in some way?
We ask women to use contraception during the vaccination period from screening until 18 weeks after the last injection to prevent a pregnancy, as we do not know the effects of this vaccine on a developing baby. We ask men to avoid making their female partners pregnant until 18 weeks after their last injection for the same reason.
And can the vaccines give you HIV?
No. The HIV vaccines in this study do not contain HIV and can absolutely not cause HIV. However, they may cause your body to make a response that shows up positive on routine HIV tests, even when you do not have HIV.
So, Jane, why is this the case?
You see, most vaccines teach the body to make antibodies.
Okay.
Antibodies are proteins which the body produces to fight infection. These are like soldiers. And most standard HIV tests search for antibodies as a sign of infection. So, if your body has produced antibodies because of receiving the HIV vaccine, your HIV test results can come out positive even if you're not infected with HIV. This is called Vaccine-Induced Seropositivity, VISP.
Okay.
For this reason, you should plan to get HIV tests only at the study clinic during the study. Our tests can tell the difference between true HIV infection and a positive result that is caused by the study vaccines. If your test is HIV positive due to study vaccination, we will continue to arrange free HIV testing for you even after the study is over. Arrangements will be made if you relocate.
Okay.
If you need an HIV test outside the study, please contact the study team first. We will offer HIV testing or suggest a laboratory that can tell the difference between a positive result caused by the study vaccines and a true HIV infection. The positive HIV test due to vaccination may return to negative after a short time, or it may remain positive for a longer period of time, possibly several years.
So, can the vaccine-induced seropositivity, VISP, be passed on from one person to another?
No. In most cases, you cannot pass antibodies from one person to another, for example by kissing or having unprotected sexual intercourse.
Can testing VISP affect my life in any way?
Testing VISP may cause discrimination and other challenges with medical or dental care, travel, joining the military, employment, entering the military, and donating blood or organs. So you may have to disclose your situation where need be in order to avoid any of these circumstances.
So what will I need to do if I decide to take part in the study?
Your involvement in the PrEPVacc trial study lasts at least 17 months from the first vaccine injection. There will be at least 15 clinic visits during the study. Visits will involve various procedures, counseling, learning from your experiences, health checks, answering questions about your sexual practices and behavior, as well as taking urine and blood samples.
And how often will I have to give blood samples?
In total, about 681 milliliters of blood, which is equivalent to 51 tablespoons, will be collected from you in the first 82 weeks of the study. This is well within the safe limit for blood donation, which can go up to 450 milliliters at one go.
Okay.
You see, an average adult has about 4 to 5 liters of blood.
What will the blood be used for?
The blood will be used for conducting HIV and routine safety tests and the response of your immune system to the study vaccines. A part of the blood will be stored to be used for repeat or follow-up of safety tests, quality control, and further testing related to HIV and the immune system. You will be asked to provide separate consent indicating your agreement to storage of your samples.
How long will each of these clinic visits be?
Each visit will typically last 1 to 3 hours each.
Okay.
You will be given a detailed breakdown of what happens at each visit so you know what to expect. Your travel expenses to the clinic will be reimbursed.
So, what are the vaccines made of?
One regimen combines DNA with protein-based vaccine, and the other combines DNA, MVA, and protein-based vaccine. Some participants will receive a placebo that does not contain vaccine, which will be a sterile liquid called saline.
Does having the vaccine mean that my body is protected from HIV?
By having the vaccine, your body will detect the presence of the vaccine and develop antibodies. But until there is a proven HIV vaccine, it is important to continue using HIV prevention methods.
So, Jen, what should my first step be?
You will start by contacting your local site on these contacts.
This project is part of the second program of the European and Developing Countries Clinical Trials Partnership, supported by the European Union.